Hello, ghostly friends. It has been a little bit. I'm sorry. I was just kind of waiting for, I don't know, more stuff to share. Or we're in that awkward moment where there's like actually not a lot to share. I'm just kind of like waiting for things to all align so that I can finish the print files and send them in to the manufacturer. So, sorry. It's just a little boring. The good news is that almost all of the art for this game is in. I have, I think, like two or three or four pieces left that I'm waiting on. Um, that's, I guess that's it. Once that's done, I have really been dragging my feet about finishing the rule books for the game, for both games actually. And I think it's because I'm like so nervous about laying out rule books. I feel like you have to do a really, really nice job, and it's okay. I'm gonna do a great job. But it'll happen. In the meantime, I just want to note, like, hello, I'm still here. You're still here. I know everyone's waiting. But it looks like What We Possess will be ready for printing by the end of this month, probably by the end of this weekend. Rule book, maybe withstanding that. The Zoetrope expansion box Across Time is going to take until the end of April to get all the art in. So the project's going to be a little bit like waiting on that regardless. What I'm going to be aiming to do is just have everything else in manufacturing or done with manufacturing by the time that I submit the files for that one. And then that will take into May to print and manufacture. So in May, we'll be taking shipping costs from y'all. And then in June, things will start to go out to people. Because of the little delay there with the Zoetrope expansion box, it's possible that orders could be slightly delayed into the start of July. But I'm pretty much just gonna like go ahead and have everything just start moving without it. And then people who had the expansion box for Zoetrope, their stuff would just show up probably like a couple weeks later, and everyone else's. I do apologize that things won't necessarily go out all at the same time, but it's just a little simpler that way, and it keeps everyone's stuff moving. So that's all. We were initially gonna look to ship in May on this project, and then when I did the Zoetrope one, decided that I would combine them. I pushed it to June, just a month later, and at this point, it's very possible that just for some people, it'll still not be until the start of July. It just is what it is as things move along. But a month or two delay on a Kickstarter is pretty mild in my experience. So hopefully everyone can forgive me. And then to help you forgive me more, check it out for all this art. I wanted to share just like a chunk of art from each of the mini expansions because they're super awesome. This is a great time to remind you that you can go into your survey on Pledge Manager and edit your order and add some more items if you want. So if you want any of these mini expansions, they're only $3 a piece. I will not be selling them for $3 a piece when I sell them at like conventions and stuff in the future. So grab them while you can. Our first mini expansion, the Five Nights at Freddy's themed Happiest Day. I'm sharing the full animatronic band, a birthday boy who cries, a crying child, if you will, a sister location themed pinball machine with clowns, the Fox Quest arcade cabinet, and a pizzeria. There are, of course, a bunch of other cards beyond these. There is a whole nother big location illustration. There are ways to die. There's a lot of really delightful things. I'm really excited about this game. I cannot explain to you how excited I am to hold Zoetrope and What We Possess like in my hand and be like, these little boxes are mine. I designed them. I made this, and I can take it places and play with people. It's so cool. Woofed. And I can say that about like New Avernus, but it's a really big game. The board game that I did the year previous, it's a very big box. It's hard to take places. The next mini expansion was No One Can Hear You Scream, which was our horror and space mini expansion. It actually has three locations, but this is one of them featured at the bottom. It is a mess hall in a spaceship that is round and might, for people who have seen the movie Alien, might remind you of a particular area where a famous chest bursting experience happened. We have a really weird way to die where you're replaced by something. In this case, it's like an alien replaced you, kind of the thing ish. But you know, if you're not playing in a sci-fi setting for your game and you get this kind of death, it could be that you were replaced by someone else in some other manner, and that's for you to determine. We have a hotshot pilot who looks like they got swag and they got aviators on. I really adore them. I've got a spaceship. If you are playing in a sci-fi place, you could be like, that's a whole entire big spaceship. If you're not playing in a sci-fi place and it's like a toy, it could be like a tiny little toy, maybe like lights up and plays sounds. So there is room for you to use these in non sci-fi games. You can still use all these cards, like a hotshot pilot. If you're not in sci-fi, then it's a hotshot pilot of like a helicopter or a plane or something, a fighter jet pilot. Like these things are totally usable across genres. We have a AI, which is very fun. In this situation, it's like Hal from Space Odyssey. But if you are not playing in the super sci-fi future, it could be like a cell phone or an AI on the computer. We've got plenty of options for that. We have a clue in a slime trail that has some gross little eggs in it. We also have a top secret corporate memo, which I think is really delightful. It's like such a sci-fi staple of like finding the top secret documents from an evil corporation, but that's very applicable to our modern day as well, unfortunately. And then, of course, the camping horror expansion, Camp Ruby Lagoon. Um, just popping back, the Five Nights at Freddy's themed one was done by Robin Phelps, who did a bunch of the cards for our core game, in addition to Samantha Dow. The sci-fi expansion here was done by Solomon McMahon, and then the Camp Ruby Lagoon expansion was done by Catherine Burke. Catherine Burke's style is like super, super focused on horror. So like I can't I'm always a little disappointed by camping themed things, but this really hit it because all the other ones are like, yeah, they're sort of horror-ish, but this one's like every card feels like a horror thing. And that's super delightful and saved the camping part for me because I thought it would be really fun to do, but I still don't like camping or relate much to like camp experiences. So we have a bear, a VHS with the tape. We've got like this weird effigy or fetish. We have a masked man or a masked killer. Who knows what that's alluding to? Cough, cough, cough. Definitely not a particular famous franchise. There is a Camp PA, which I know a lot of people would have a lot of fun with in this game. There is a set of happy campers, and they are quite happy. Look at them, they're having a great time. They look so creepy. I love them. And this is one of the three locations in this expansion. It is the cabins with campfire. There's also a lake with archery practice targets and some deep dark woods. And there's like a cabin tucked away. I think that they're all super wonderful. There's still a lot more I could share with you. I don't think I've ever actually shared like the whole core game with you guys from Samantha Dow either. And then there's custom cards coming in from Raya Sarkar. So there's still more stuff for me to share next month. No worries. And that's all I've got for right now. Otherwise, I just do want to mention, of course, that I on the 28th I'm going to be launching a small enamel pin project on BackerKit for Pintopia. It's just some Alleyman themed pins. You can see them right there. And then we are just today entering the second week of the Normal Tarot's third edition campaign over on BackerKit as well. So if you are interested in some tarot cards, not only are we printing a new full color third edition, we also are going to be having reprints of the first edition and second edition decks as well. So that's all. I will be poking back again next month. I will start figuring out the shipping costs. I think we'll probably actually start charging in May. That way I can lock the orders around then. And that's it. So that's all I got. Let me know if you have any questions. Of course, you can always email me at publishinggoblin@gmail.com. And hopefully I will see you again in the near future. And in just a few months, we will hold the games in our hands. And then that'll be a whole different experience. All right, friends. Talk to you later.